This is Abe Pretanzer from Awards Watch, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with Elizabeth and Gulistan Mirzaei about their film Three Songs for Benazir, which is nominated for the Oscar for Best Documentary Short. How are you both doing today?
Great, thank you.
Great, thank you so much for having us, Abe.
Of course, congratulations on your Oscar nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was the genesis of this film? What was the story that you knew you wanted to tell?
Thank you so much for having us. I'm from Afghanistan. Elizabeth and I live very close to the camp, IDPs camp in Kabul. Internally displaced people. I know about displacement because I also lost my home of the war in Afghanistan. During the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan, my dad was killed by a Russian landmine. We became a refugee in Iran. When I saw this camp in Kabul, I wanted to help. Elizabeth and I brought the food to the people. We meet Shaista there. He was so funny and smart. He had a lot of hopes and dreams. Shaista and I had a strong connection because of we were both displaced by war in Afghanistan. As an Afghan filmmaker, I really want to tell a story of my country in my own voice and through my own lens.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just to add on to that, I lived in Afghanistan for over 8 years, and we met there and started making the film together. And we felt that in films about Afghanistan, we had seen kind of this an attachment to sort of the same kind of narrative. And it wasn't necessarily a bad thing at all, but it just means that we felt there was an absence of telling a story that really captured the inner beauty and resilience of people and this kind of alternative value system that we think that the West could really do a lot to learn from. So in this sense, we saw that there was something sort of like a quiet revolution in this story about a young couple and in their lives unfolding before us. And it was their love story we were drawn to that just made us forget about the war outside and just going behind these walls and this what happened when they were in the room together and between this young couple that had really nothing besides each other and all this hope in their hearts.
That's really wonderful. And what has the reaction been like to the Oscar attention from those you get to see in the film?
Yeah, what do you talk about how Shaista felt about? Talk about his reaction, how you showed him the film.
I showed him like with WhatsApp, and he laughed a lot, and just like for him because he's remember the past time, and just like he's very happy, and he wants to make a party in the camp, but. Sadly, the Taliban make a station behind the camp, and we told him just that you can cancel it because it's very dangerous for him and his family.
Yeah, and I think for you especially, you've gotten, I mean, the film being on Netflix too, and then having the Oscar nomination is incredible. Like we worked on this film for 10 years, and then just to have it have this kind of global reach and recognition is really amazing. And Gulistan's been contacted, especially by Afghans all over the world who have just reached out saying how proud they are to see an Afghan filmmaker nominated for the Oscars. And I think it's just really incredible to see that stories like this matter to the Academy and to people all over the world.
Absolutely. And it's also nice to see Flee, another film that deals with Afghanistan, but also in an unusual way that isn't necessarily the typical narrative. We've seen that that's also in competition this year.
Yes, so. We think so too. Yeah.
Wonderful. And what do you want to work on next, or what are you working on next?
We have a couple of projects that are in different stages of development. They're pretty early on, so it's kind of hard to even talk about them right now. But one of them involves Afghanistan. We're also working on a screenplay set in Afghanistan, fiction, but based on a true story of something that we both experienced. So that would be our first venture into fiction, I would say.
Wonderful. Well, I look forward to hearing more about that. Congratulations again on your Oscar nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And everybody watching should check out Three Songs for Benazir, which is now streaming on Netflix.
Thank you, Abe.
Thanks again. Nice to meet you both.